Come on, relax and just enjoy the show. We got you here on Straight Talk. Don't be lying, yes, you already know. We got you here on Straight Talk, yeah. We got you grooving. Let us know how you doing. We keep it live right here on Straight Talk with Riccardo Montgomery.
Welcome to the Straight Talk with your boy, Riccardo Montgomery, a.k.a. the voice of the gospel community. Hanging out with you on this day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Broadcasting from the Divine Truth Christian Bookstore right here. So come on by and see me whenever you get a chance to. Right here every Saturday morning. We'll be right here broadcasting live from the show. And I got a great show lined up for y'all today. We got GDyne coming on the show. Gospel hip-hop artist, man. He got his new music out there. And also we got Roger Hester, better known as Roger That, another great hip-hop artist, man. We're talking about some music today. And I love to hear the stories and backstories of what these gentlemen have been through, man, what God has called them to do, what they're doing right now. And we're also, here's the premiere, y'all. We're talking about it. The Unity in the Community Gospel Music Showcase going on at the Detox Lounge, put on with Straight Talk. We're showcasing independent artists in Omaha, Nebraska, and also around the country. So we're going to make Omaha the home of gospel music. So when you ever hear Omaha, you ain't going to think about Peyton Manning no more. You're going to think of the home of gospel music, because we're going to showcase every independent artist in all the genres, and we're going to give them a platform to be able to do what they do, ministry. And I want all y'all to come out, man, and come out and support us starting on July the 14th. July the 14th, man, I want everybody to come out and support this. It's going to be a great adventure, and it's going to be a blessed time in the Lord. I'm telling y'all, I'm looking forward to it. We got DJ Flyness. He's going to be my DJ. He's going to do his thing. We got hosts, Jarrell Roach, Jeff Loveland, man, Detox Lounge, independent artists, churches all around, man, doing outreach programs, man. It's going to be a blessed time, man. I'm telling y'all, this is going to be a great atmosphere change, and I'm looking forward to having great people be a part of this thing. But first thing first, man, we're discussing today, all the things going on in this world today. We had the shooting in Buffalo, people trying to go to the grocery store. We had the shooting down in Texas, where we lost young kids, babies in an elementary school. And people are asking the question, why? What can we do? How can we do this? How can we do that? But we're not going to God in prayer and asking God to give us the wisdom or the solution to these issues that we're dealing with right here in America. And one big thing is, I would say, first thing is pray. Next thing is, let's go register to vote. We have the power in this country to vote people in power out of office who are not having our best interests at heart. And if you should know who all these people are, we're fighting over crumbs when God is the bread. We're fighting over crumbs when God is the bread. And that's something that we have to continue to look at as ourselves, as people. What are we arguing about? What are we fighting for? What are we going back and forth about when lives are at stake? Safety is at stake. We're going into Memorial Day weekend, and we're talking about our freedoms, but we're arguing so much about things that we do not have any control over, and then we're just fussing at each other and not agreeing to disagree. But what if we just take the time to come together, pray together, and then try to solve what's going on? We know one person's going to have all the answers, and everybody want to flip the narrative when it comes down to the truth. When we speak the truth, which should be just some common sense stuff, do we want innocent people being killed? No. So how do we fix that? And we fix that by coming together, having real conversations, discussing things, and then saying, okay, this got to be the solution. Whether we like it or not, this has got to be the solution. Everybody want to fuss about this, everybody want to fuss about that, but we cannot continue to play politics in God's game. We cannot continue to play politics in God's game. So I'm saying what we should do, let's stop claiming to these people in power, and let's start asking them to get past these laws, past that law. Let's just say, you know what, enough is enough. We're all going to register to vote. We're going to find someone, and we're going to put, if you had to start in your own city council, start in your own community at your city council, vote somebody out of office to make your community as safe as it possibly be, and then you work your way up to your state and to the federal and all that stuff, because we have to have the right people in power who has the laws of the land, and common sense things first. We shouldn't have any more innocent people being killed because we want to fight over certain things that it's going to take us years and years and years to get by. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. People should be safe to go to the grocery store. People should be safe to go to school. People should be safe to go to worship. People should be safe to do whatever it is that they want to do here in this country. This country has the most mass shootings of any country in the world. The United States of America. We're going to sell you a dream, but we can't even promise that you can even live in your dream. Sad. But I want to tell y'all something. If we go back to God, stop looking at all the political games, stop looking at all the different narratives that we can spin, and we really say, you know what, God, could you help me? Could you fix me? Could you guide me? Could you give me the strength to be able to do some things? Even meet up with brothers like me. I moved here to Omaha. Didn't know anybody. God's opening up doors for me, and I thank God for that. I thank God for opening up those doors. I thank God for blessing my family. I thank God for all these things. And I ask God, Lord, guide me. Lord, strengthen me. Lord, send me people that have your best interests at heart. And then I know I can do the same thing. And then the Lord will bless you. So don't flip the narrative. Stop looking at different things. And continue to pray. Seek God. And if we seek God for all these things, you know, I like to say that right now, if you look at the old way we did things, and not going too far back, this is before credit cards and all this stuff, but we always had currency. And on that currency it said, in God we trust. In God we trust. And you always seen that, in God we trust. So whatever you had to use your money for anything, you saw in God we trust. And now, with, you know, cryptocurrency, and we're using our credit cards and debit cards way more, we don't see that when we had to go buy something. We don't see Christ whenever we had to do certain things. We used to see Christ everywhere, but now we don't see Christ anywhere. And that's the trick of the enemy. And we have to get back to what God is calling us to do. In God we trust. And that's straight talk from your boy, Riccardo Montgomery. Got GT coming up. Got Roger That coming up. So y'all get ready for a great show. We're going to talk about some great things and gospel music. And I want y'all to continue to be ready, man. We got the flyers, working on the flyers, man. We're doing some great things. I'm telling y'all, get ready for this gospel music showcase. And it's going to be a blessing. So we'll be right back with more straight talk right at these words from our sponsors.
Straight Talk with Riccardo Montgomery is taking 2022 by storm.
That's what makes this show great, because we talk about what's real.
Straight Talk is not afraid to take it to the next level by questioning everything in the Bible.
It's a very interesting question, and let me explain it to you this way.
With church leaders.
Preach reconnecting people to Christ.
Discussing real topics that we face daily.
You can't do that without asking a hard-hitting question, right?
You're right, fam. Give your faith walk a boost each Saturday at 6 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube.
Awesome program.
For the Straight Talk with Riccardo Montgomery. You're listening to Straight Talk with your boy, Riccardo Montgomery. Don't worry. You ain't missed nothing. You just in a commercial break. We'll be right back with more Straight Talk in a minute. First Start Academy and Needs 2 Child Care Center provides an environment that empowers all young minds to learn, grow, and develop while being in a nurturing environment. Needs 2 have children starting from the age of 6 weeks to 5 years old. First Start Academy also offers an after-school program from ages 6 to 12 years old. First Start Academy and Needs 2 Child Care Center supports, celebrates, and values each family served, and will always be committed to creating lifelong learners to discover their talents and abilities. If affordable, nurturing childcare is what you desire, contact one of our locations today. Call First Start Academy at 601-544-6443 or call Needs 2 Child Care Center at 601-582-2727. First Start Academy and Needs 2 Child Care Center, a nurturing environment, empowering young minds.
Do you need embroidered and screen printed apparel for your company? How about a promotional product to help promote your business? Are you looking for a banner for a corporate event? Caps Etc. has it all. Caps Etc. has been serving the Omaha area for over 20 years. Located in Millard for over 10 years, Caps Etc. is family owned and can handle all your business embroidered and promotional product needs. Bring your design to 4871 South 136th Street or call 402-614-3883 and add your logo on a quality item that will set your business above the rest, only at Caps Etc.
Welcome back to the show. I am here, Divine Truth Christian Bookstore. Hanging out with me today is my new friend right here in Omaha, Mr. GDyne. Great gospel artist, man. How you doing today, man? Welcome to Straight Talk.
I'm good, bro. Thanks for having me on the show. I'm good, man. It's a good day.
Oh yeah, it's a great day, man. We get to sit here and talk a little bit about some music. So we'll talk about some music. Got him. Roger's coming up soon, y'all. So get ready. We got a lot of great things to talk about when we discussing music today, because we are promoting the start of the Unity in the Community Gospel Music Showcase, searching for independent artists. So got one here, got another one over there, and we're just gonna kick this thing off and say, all right. But first thing first, we got to talk about it, man. All these things going on in the world today. We have the Buffalo shooting, now we have the Texas shooting, and all kinds of just things that's going on in this country. People asking the question, why? And all these people want to figure out the answers. But I believe the answer is just, we forgot where God is in all this, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I feel like, we have a lot of these issues are amplified now because we have the media to spread the word about it. But the Bible tells us, like, the issues that we're facing today, they're not new issues.
No.
Like, people have been evil, and it's God that changes hearts and that brings us to a place that, stuff like this doesn't happen in our community. And we see it all the time, man. Schools and the government, they're pushing God out of these things. So where is that argument, where does that moral compass if there is no God to set that standard?
Right. We have to bring God back. We have to find that foundation. And the only way we can do that is by unifying our own selves, bringing the Christian community together, and really, praying. Because, I always, my pet peeve is when you say thoughts and prayers, it's like, well, the first thing you hear is thoughts. And that should be secondary when it comes to God. We should be praying, Lord, give us the wisdom to figure these things out.
Yeah.
And we're all, not one person's going to have the answer. Not one person's going to have the answer. But if we all get together and collectively, and if we disagree, we should agree to disagree, but at least try to come up with some solutions to the problem. And one big solution to me is go register to vote. Go register to vote. Get some of these people out of office that are not helping that's not helping our people in this city. And it doesn't matter who. When I say our people, that means everybody. If you're an American, we should have a common sense to some of these things. But we're gonna move on from that, because we're not here to talk about politics. We're here to talk about gospel music, which can change some things, man. I've been in church for a long time, and as a kid, I used to think the Clark Sisters song "Miracle" was the only way you open church. I didn't think no other church. I didn't think the only way you can start church is by singing, "I'm looking for a miracle."
It's a great song, man. And
it is.
That's the thing I love about music is it's a proclamation. Like, our words have powers, and to profess that, I expect a miracle, and I know that God's gonna make a way. Like what's more powerful than that?
I know, and that's a great thing. That's the reason why you're an artist, here in Omaha, man, doing your thing, man. As soon as I say your name, people's ears pop open, man. They just they know who you are, man. So that's a blessing.
News to me.
Well, see, as they say, a prophet is not honored in his
right.
But, so I'm an outsider.
Okay. Yeah. So you're just getting plugged in with all the right people.
Yeah, I'm getting plugged in.
That's what's up, man. Welcome to Omaha, by the way.
Thank you, man. So tell us a little bit about you, man, in your journey. How did the Lord get you where you are right now?
It's been a roller coaster of many different turns. Was born in California, grew up in St. Louis. It wasn't until living in Iowa that I really started to develop a relationship with the Lord. But all through my life, like, my dad had me in church, which is important, like, to have that foundation. The scripture says, you train a child up in the way that they should go and they won't depart from it. Even though into high school my family stopped going to church, I still had those seeds planted in my heart. And I had opportunity when I was in Iowa to have those seeds poured into, and they manifested into me finding Christ. I was at this Christian, actually it was a non-denominational church service at this conference. It's a business conference that I went to. It's like this a weird series of events, but we're in this Coliseum, people here to learn about business and entrepreneurship, and they had a non-denominational service on Sundays. First time I ever heard the gospel, like, really professed and actually broken down to what it actually looked like for Christ to die on the cross. Like, we talk about a crucifixion, and it's not something that we're familiar with because it's not a way that people are treated these days, because it's brutal, it's terrible to hear about. Like, you die from suffocation because you can't hold your body up, like your hands and your feet are nailed, and this is the only thing that's holding you up, and eventually, like, your muscles give way. And I just couldn't imagine, like, I have my son doing push-ups, and we on the 10th push-up, we'll do 10 push-ups every night. On 10 push-ups, we'll stay and we hold it, and for like 30 seconds. That 30 seconds is tough. But just imagine being up there for hours, like, just the most brutal way I can imagine to die. But really having that broken down, every time I think about it, just, like, chills me to the bone to think that Christ, who is perfect and innocent, sacrificed, like, went through this process for us. It's just nuts. So that's where I met Christ, been to a few different churches, really just growing and developing, in my faith. The music thing came about. My family's always been involved in music to some form. My dad had me singing in the choir, which I hated. I don't feel like I have a very good singing voice.
Don't we all hate when they do us like that?
Right? But again, the parents, they know well. He did what he thought was best to set me a foundation for me to build off of. He always had a vision for Christian ministry that traveled the country, preaching the gospel and playing songs. And I feel like with Humble Kings, it's kind of what we're doing now. It looks a little different because his is more traditional worship and we're hip hop, but we also have some other aspects to it. But for that seed to get planted again and for God to continue to develop that in my heart, and for us to be here where we are now. So I've been in Omaha since 2011, 2012. I moved here, and I felt like 2012 in my prayer time, I felt that God gave me the vision that he was going to allow me to do what I love to glorify him. And music has always been a huge passion of mine, and he just kind of opened doors since then. Me meeting people like Roger, me meeting you, it's super crazy. Can we talk about, like, how we met? I'm assuming it was the ad, right? You saw the ad, and then you inboxed me.
Yeah.
And then just miraculously, we end up at the same event together last Saturday, and you get plugged in with the whole team. Like, that's God. That's God, bro. So he's just been orchestrating the steps all along the way, and my job now is just try to stay out of the way.
Yeah, that's what I express for also, man. As God continue to connect me with people here, as we continue to grow the show here, to be out of the way, because sometimes we'll get in the way of what God has planned for us and we'll ruin it.
Right.
We have to be honest and knowledgeable about that. But we'll get to Humble Kings in a second, because I really like what you guys are doing with that. So tell us about your music, man. I know it's gospel hip hop. A lot of kids now are listening to all this hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
But man, they are missing out on some good stuff with this.
For real. For real. So I had never even heard of hip hop, so I moved to St. Louis. I was like 5th grade. I couldn't tell you what year it is right now off the top of my head. It's math. But getting like immersed in St. Louis is I was in the city of St. Louis, and it's like I don't think urban is the right word, but black culture pretty much. My first time getting introduced to hip hop, I didn't really care for it when I first heard of it, but it was like Lil Wayne and the Hot Boys and Master P and 504 Boys and all that stuff. I really fell in love with what they were doing and the passion that they had behind their movements. Not that I condone, their message or anything. It's really something that I wrestled with after finding my faith, is the message in the music. Like I said, words have power, and a lot of stuff that is played on the radio, a lot of stuff that gets a lot of recognition these days isn't really fruitful. It's not healthy for people. So I stopped listening to hip hop. For the most part, I stopped listening to music after my conversion. Then I started listening to, I think it's the contemporary gospel music. And then in college, this cat named Jason, this dude from St. Louis also, it's just so weird, man, how God works. Me and Jason both have roots in St. Louis, and we connected in Iowa. And that's my first time getting introduced to Christian hip-hop. Right?
Wow. Iowa.
Mount Pleasant, Iowa, of all things. Like
Wow.
this little small tiny town, southeast corner Iowa, this private Methodist college. What was he doing there? I have no idea, but it was my first time getting introduced to Christian hip hop. I remember buying his album Life on Life, and that was like my soundtrack for that season. Like I played that mug on repeat all the time. That's for whatever reason I do that with like music I love. You just gotta keep running back. And then shortly after that, I found out that there's like this whole genre of music. Like there's so many different artists that are involved in creating hip hop that glorifies God. So sorry, I forget what the question was.
Don't worry. I mean, we're talking about your music.
How I got into it.
Yeah.
Okay. So God brought me into music, or at least into making Christian hip hop, in that time that I was going through the devotional. He told me that he was gonna let me do what I love to glorify Him. So I feel like my job, first and foremost, is to glorify God, and then to encourage and educate people off of my experience. I don't feel like I'm necessarily anything special. I'm regular dude, dad, work a full-time job. I don't do this as a career. It's something that it's a ministry, and we really have a good time with the stuff that we do. And I really, man, I would love to see more people becoming aware of the culture of Christian hip hop. There's so much power in hip hop in general, but also to put Christ in it, like, just takes to another level.
Yeah, it does. I got introduced to gospel hip hop in the mid 2000s, and it was a group out of Mobile, Alabama. I wish I could remember their name, but I rocked the album, man. I know the brother's name. The last name is Ladd, and one of them is a good friend of mine. And I even asked him to this day. I was like, reached out to him, like, hey man, you still got one of y'all old songs or something, man? Can I just get that and play it on my podcast? Because they have really good talent, man. And I think a lot of the independent artists, especially in the hip hop, I think you guys don't get enough credit,
Right.
because it does draw the young people into it, but it also helps them in these days with so much information
Yeah.
that they can really focus on Christ, focus on this message that that you guys have, because you guys also have a story to tell.
Absolutely.
And it's not just the traditional stuff, but all these kids are finding hip hop in some type of way. It's hip hop everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's great to be able to have that genre to let them know, like, hey, here's some good, positive, inspirational hip hop for you to listen to, to continue to grow. So, what is a GT show like? Tell me what is a GT show like? When I come see you, what am I getting?
That's a great question. So I feel like there's two sides to that. So I've actually since 2017 have got into producing shows myself, and that it's kind of a labor of love. What's up, dude? How are you? Good. Good. Yeah, you too, man.
This is what Straight Talk's all about. We just get visitors stop by right here in the middle of the show.
I'm sorry, man.
It's all right. It's all right. You, in fact, come on around so people know who you are. Look,
this dude's a legend.
This young man just came in. And, he must be good because he just stopped the whole show. But I tell y'all, man, this is what it's all about, man. We just continue to promote and love on people, man, and just continue to just talk about music. So tell me what a GT show is like.
Yeah, it's good seeing you.
Take care, man.
You too. Okay, so the production side of me actually producing shows, I work in production full time. So I work with Stagehand Union. I see big concerts that come through town, you name it. And I see
in the community gospel showcase.
Hey, let's talk about it. So I see the possibilities of what a big production can look like. For me, it's really important that people don't going to a concert should be an experience that changes you. It's not like, oh, I just went to the show and it was okay. I want people to be challenged. I want people to be encouraged. And I want them to see, like, oh man, these lights are dope. There's some great production that went into this. So yeah, that's for the most part of it. In my set, if I'm performing a show that someone else booked, I try to be transparent with where I am in life, because I just feel like there's power in vulnerability, and that people are able to grow when they know that they're not alone in whatever they're going through in life, and they have somebody that they can relate to. So there's gonna be a lot of bass. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna turn up, and people are gonna be challenged and encouraged for sure.
That's what I like. Just the bass. It takes me
Oh
back.
yeah, man.
I'm a
you gotta
90s
have it.
kid,
Yeah.
So just having the system in the car, you hear the boom boom, and just it feels
So
good.
we talked about the detox when I saw you at Roger's show, and DJ Flyness ended up bringing his PA, and we're in there doing the sound check and everything, getting set up, and I'm like, there's something missing. There's something missing. Like, you got these big speakers, they're great, they sound good, but there's like no thump to it. So I actually went to my job and was able to compensate a couple subs, and I feel like it just completely took the atmosphere of the show to the next level. It's so important, man.
It is.
Visually, sonically, physically, spiritually, like all those things work together to create a good experience for people when they come to the show.
And it's amazing how God is putting all this together to be able to showcase His word.
It's all God, bro. Yeah.
You and your knowledge, me and my knowledge, Roger and his knowledge, and everybody else with their knowledge, and just coming together, and everybody's like putting this team together.
Yeah.
I feel like this team is like God is forming this team where we don't even know that He's forming.
It's so crazy, man.
Expand.
So
and really take it to a different level.
We're in the process of like building out some way of sharing like the origin of what we're doing right now. And we were talking about it a couple weeks ago. So I got started in music. Well, we all got started. I think me and Roger probably around the same time, maybe him a little sooner than me. But we didn't link up for a couple of years after that. And when we did, it was at a show. A mutual friend put on the show. We came together, connected, and then we started doing more shows together. And then we started doing the open mics, and that's where Pastor Barlow, T. Barlow, came from. And then somehow in a park we ran into DJ Flyness, and he became a part of the team. And then we started doing the Good Vibes, and Jesus' Little Brother just shows up with somebody that I knew, and like God that's why I say, man, it's all God that is opening these doors, showing the path. And as long as we're humble and obedient to follow the path that he's laying out, like he has a plan, he has a vision. And this is something I struggle with, is where do you draw the line between what you expect to happen and what God is already like orchestrating in your life. And I feel like, we're on the path. He's laying it all out, and like you said, like he's putting something dope together, and the Avengers are assembling. We're about ready to take on the world, man.
I like that. So before I let you go, I know you dropped a lot of knowledge here. What's your song that's out right now?
Ronin, yeah. So I actually have 3 mixtapes that I've released so far. They're all on my they're on SoundCloud. There's another online platform that I just uploaded everything because I can't put everything that I have on Spotify just because of copyright stuff. But Ronin is the one song that I have released. It's on all streaming platforms. Super excited about it, and if I can get my life back to a point where I can focus on other projects, I actually have an album that I'm working on. It's a 4-track EP that I plan on releasing this year, and then we're also working on a Humble Kings album. So you guys be on the lookout for that.
Be on the lookout for those things. Ronin is out right now, so y'all go check it out, man. Support my man. And last thing, man, before I let you get out of here, Humble Kings. Tell us about Humble Kings.
Yeah, man. Humble Kings is a collective of artists where we love Christ. We have different talents. I know hip-hop is a big part of it, but we have praise dancers that are associated with us, DJ Flyness, Christian DJ. We have a family band, Anderson Pride, that is associated with us. There's worship bands that are in the mix, comedians, dancers. It's really a diversified group. But basically, man, we are people that felt a call to ministry and have crossed paths somewhere along our journey, and we decided that we want to do ministry with dope people. So that's Humble Kings, man.
That's what's up. Well, look, man, like I said, we're gonna let you go, but we shouting out fathers, man. We talking about Father's Day, uplifting dads, all the way up to Father's Day. So, is there any gentlemen's that you like to shout out real quick?
You.
Well, I appreciate that.
Shout out to you, bro. Thanks for having me on the show. I obviously, my dad. Shout out to my dad, George the Third. I'm the fourth. All the Humble Kings. Even though not all of us have physical children, but we're all spiritual fathers in a sense. We just recently got connected with Black Agenda Alliance, which is a group of black men who have programs designed to mentor black boys. I don't know what a bigger call to fatherhood, even if they're not their kids. There's like no bigger call to fatherhood. Shout out to all the pastors, spiritual fathers, and yeah, man.
Yes. Awesome, y'all. So we're celebrating fathers out there, man. Y'all give these men their flowers while they're still here. There's a lot of great God guys doing great things. Mentorship, father, all these great things, man. We want to give these guys their flowers while they're still here. So we'll be right back with more Straight Talk. My man Roger's coming up. Y'all get ready for him, man. He'll be right back right at these words from our sponsors.
First Start Academy and Needs 2 Child Care Center provides an environment that empowers all young minds to learn, grow, and develop while being in a nurturing environment. Needs 2 have children starting from the age of 6 weeks to 5 years old. First Start Academy also offers an after-school program from ages 6 to 12 years old. First Start Academy and Needs 2 Child Care Center supports, celebrates, and values each family served and will always be committed to creating lifelong learners to discover their talents and abilities. If affordable, nurturing child care is what you desire, contact one of our locations today. Call First Start Academy at 601-544-6443 or call Needs 2 Child Care Center at 601-582-2727. First Start Academy and Needs 2 Child Care Center, a nurturing environment, empowering young minds.
What's good, fam? It's Jonathan Traylor, and you're tuned in to Straight Talk with Riccardo Montgomery.
Do you need embroidered and screen printed apparel for your company? How about a promotional product to help promote your business? Are you looking for a banner for a corporate event? Caps Etc. has it all. Caps Etc. has been serving the Omaha area for over 20 years. Located in Millard for over 10 years, Caps Etc. is family owned and can handle all your business embroidered and promotional product needs. Bring your design to 4871 South 136th Street or call 402-614-3883. and add your logo on a quality item that will set your business above the rest, only at Caps Etc.
Welcome back to the show. This segment is brought to you by GoPo Gourmet Popcorn. Go get yourself some freshly made popcorn right out of Fulton, Missouri, man. Just look at the website right there on the screen. GoPo GourmetPopcorn.com. Back on the show with us right here at Divine Truth Christian Bookstore. Got my man Roger Hester with me. He's better known as Roger That. This man right here does some amazing things, man. So I'm glad to have you on the show, man. Welcome to Straight Talk.
Yeah, glad to be on the show. Thanks for having me.
No problem, my friend. We just got through with Live Loud.
Yes, sir.
Tell us, man, how was it, man?
Oh, it was a really good experience. So, like, when I put on concerts, like, I don't want to just put on music that people just listen to and just like, oh, that was a good time. Like, how I like to put on my concerts is I like to make it an experience. So, like, people just, they feel like they're part of what we're doing on stage, because that's how people remember it the most. You know, when you feel like you're part of something that's bigger than you, then you definitely remember it a lot more.
Yeah, we had a clip coming in one of our commercial breaks here of some of the concert, man. You had my daughter dancing all night, man, over there, man. So it was a great experience for us.
Yeah, all the little kids were dancing like the whole night. Even during the comedy section, I was like, wow.
Yeah, it was awesome. So tell us, how did you get this going, man? How did this come about?
Well, it originally started in 2013, but it didn't have the name Live Loud then. Like, I called it a bunch of different things, like basically how like the event was structured. So like the first one was, I think, called Impact. So, and that's what the whole goal was, just to make an impact on people. But then like in 2017, that's when it switched to the name Live Loud, after my youth pastor had a service talking about living loud, letting your voice be heard, and because action speaks louder than words. Basically how you lived your life, that can actually speak volumes into people. So like, the way I live my life, I try to make sure that I display Christ in everything I do. Even while I'm at work, cutting up chicken, trying to make sure I display Christ in that.
So Roger, tell us a little bit about your backstory. How did God get you where you are right now?
It's kind of an interesting story. So at the very beginning, like, I knew of God, but I didn't know God. So like, I didn't really actually commit to him until like I was about 16. So like, I was a senior in high school. This lady Heidi, she started getting me to go to the church that I go to now, Liberty, and at first I just went just to hang out and play basketball. Like that's pretty much what it was. So me and the guys, we just went there and played basketball. That's all it was at first. And then they had this message that just like actually spoke to me. It's like it because I know a lot of people, they get saved because fear of going to hell. That's not the reason why I got saved. It's just the pastor said you can have a better life than you're living right now. He said a lot of people always preach about when you die you go to heaven and all this stuff. He said all that's fine, that's all true, but what about actually living a life that's better right now? So that's what actually appealed to me. So then I got saved, and then a few weeks later, they actually had a couple gospel artists come out to the church. They had Flame and the Truth come out, and like they actually like their message spoke to me. At the time I was making beats, they weren't that good, so I was like, oh wow, I didn't know you can actually make music for the Lord. So that's when I actually started making music for God.
You know, GT and I were just discussing how great gospel hip hop is. Well, hip hop is, but then also gospel hip hop is, because look at the influence it had on you.
Yeah.
You know, now you're making, you know, music and doing your thing and promoting and all these things. So, for a lot of people that don't really understand gospel hip hop, can you explain to them like the impact that it can have?
Yeah, it can basically change the way that you look and see things. So like Flame had the song "Give Us the Truth." That's what we need, and like that song was like literally my anthem, because um at the time I thought that like a lot of preachers or pastors, they got up there and they lied, you know, like that's kind of how I felt. But then when he made that song "Give Us the Truth," you know, it was like it's actually talking about you know, dive into the scriptures for yourself, you know, actually, you know. So I was like, oh wow, these people are actually speaking truth and telling you to actually do the research, you know, on your own time. So like that's what's definitely stuck out to me.
Yeah, and it's, you know, sticks out to me too, because I think you know, a lot of artists, especially the ones you had in the show, you know, really spoke to a lot of different things, even yourself. So as you perform, like tell us what a Roger That show will look like.
Um, it really just depends on the crowd. So like that's why I love to get there early and just like pray and like just look, and I kind of observe and see like what the crowd actually needs. So like for Live Loud this year, like we talked about like how like a lot of people are there kind of leaving the faith, you know, exiting the faith. So like, and like I just share my own story, because you know I walked away from God for a minute, but then I came back. And a lot of people don't really understand that deconstruction is okay. It's actually beautiful in a sense, but then you have to have reconstruction after that, and a lot of people forget that process. So like what a Live Loud show looks like for me is just I want to get people, you know, out of their comfort zones. I want people to hear good music, and I just want people just to laugh too, you know, because laughter is also good medicine too. So
Yeah, BB Wine has made that song that if you haven't heard about it, laughter is good, just like medicine. So, Raj, man, you know, I talked with you about the uh, Unity in the Community Gospel Showcase, music showcase that we're looking to have starting in July. Glad to have you a part of that. So, how can we continue to make an effect? How can we continue to unify the Christian community with so many different things that we see out here now?
man, that's a good question, because it seems like it's hard, because like I know a lot of churches, they don't want to support other churches. It's like we're all trying to do the same thing, you know.
Right.
So like unifying is actually beautiful, because um for me, like I just say, just you know, just you gotta find the right people to talk to, and like after the show, like you know, getting connected through you through Jeff, like that, you know, you just gotta have the right people.
Yeah, you're
Because
right.
I didn't even know who you were until you said, "Hey, I saw the flyer. Jeff posted it." I was like, "Oh, I know Jeff. He's a good guy." So that's all it is, just getting connected with the right people. And I mean, being one person, you know, we can do cool things, but then being a body of people, we can do extraordinary things.
Yeah, and I think that's what God is doing in this season, man. He's really connecting a lot of good people together to do something extraordinary. And I think that Omaha is what I'm calling now the home of gospel music in all genres, because I think this is where God is really connecting good people together, and we're doing. I think in time we will do something
Yeah,
extraordinary,
absolutely.
and everybody kind of knows and kind of understands that what God, their limits, what God has them to do. So there's no prayful that there's no crossover in what God is doing. It's just His
Yeah.
will be done. Um, Man, you know, I'm so happy to have you on the show, man, and look forward to doing some more great
Yeah.
things with you. Um, One last thing before you go is we're celebrating Dash, man. So, you got any fathers out there you like to shout out?
Yeah, I got a few. I'd like to shout out, of course, you know, my dad, Roger Hester. I'm a junior, so he's Roger Hester senior. Also like to shout out my brother-in-laws, um, Tim Thomas and Stephen Nichols, great fathers. Also, like to shout out a couple of spiritual fathers. We got Pastor Brandon Kerr of Liberty Church, Pastor Mark McGaffin, also Pastor Jim McGaffin. Like these have been dudes in my life that just they loved on me and actually showed me how to be a man of faith. So yeah. Right. Shout out to the dads.
And one last thing I forgot to ask you before we go. Roger That, what song is out right now?
What songs are out right now? Well, I got the whole Live Loud EP out. That's on all streaming platforms. You can check that out. I'm working on Live Loud Volume 2, which will come out later on in 2022. So, and also we're working on the Humble Kings project, like my man GT said. So.
All right, y'all. So don't be surprised y'all hear me on one of those Live Loud albums. No, I'm just kidding. Man, thank you so much, Roger. We appreciate you coming on Straight Talk, man. We look forward to having you come back. And we'll be right back with more Straight Talk. Get ready to wrap up the show right after these words from our sponsors.
Do you need embroidered and screen printed apparel for your company? How about a promotional product to help promote your business? Are you looking for a banner for a corporate event? Caps Etc. has it all. Caps Etc. has been serving the Omaha area for over 20 years. Located in Millard for over 10 years, Caps Etc. is family owned and can handle all your business embroidered and promotional product needs. Bring your design to 4871 South 136th Street or call 402-614-3883 and add your logo on a quality item that will set your business above the rest, only at Caps Etc.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this wonderful day. Thank you for everything you've done for us. We're here because we are blessed and we are trying to make every day count for you, Father God. Thank you for everything. Amen.
You're listening to Straight Talk with your boy, Riccardo Montgomery. Don't worry. You ain't missed nothing. You just in a commercial break. We'll be right back with more Straight Talk in a minute. Straight Talk with Riccardo Montgomery is taking 2022 by storm.
That's what makes this show great, because we talk about what's real.
Straight Talk is not afraid to take it to the next level by questioning everything in the Bible.
It's a very interesting question, and let me explain it to you this way.
With church leaders.
Preach reconnecting people to Christ.
Discussing real topics that we face daily.
You can't do that without asking a hard-hitting question, right?
You're right, fam. Give your faith walk a boost each Saturday at 6 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube.
Awesome program.
For the Straight Talk with Riccardo Montgomery. First Start Academy and Needs 2 Child Care Center provides an environment that empowers all young minds to learn, grow, and develop while being in a nurturing environment. Needs 2 have children starting from the age of 6 weeks to 5 years old. First Start Academy also offers an after-school program from ages 6 to 12 years old. First Start Academy and Needs 2 Child Care Center supports, celebrates, and values each family served and will always be committed to creating lifelong learners to discover their talents and abilities. If affordable, nurturing child care is what you desire, contact one of our locations today. Call First Start Academy at 601-544-6443 or call Needs 2 Child Care Center at 601-582-2727. First Start Academy and Needs 2 Child Care Center, a nurturing environment, empowering young minds.
Welcome back to the show, y'all. As we wrap up the show, man, continue to give your fathers, all the men that you know, their flowers while they are here. And I hope the words that GDyne and also Roger Hester, is Roger That, said, bless you in some type of way, man. They really dropped a lot of knowledge, and go support the music. We'll have the music on the podcast, so go get that podcast available right after the show. So y'all go check that out, man. Really support these young men and the things that they're doing here in Omaha. And also get ready, man. Get ready. We're going to have that Unity in the Community Gospel Showcase, Gospel Music Showcase coming up on July 14th. Go to Eventbrite soon and get your tickets. Look, showcasing independent artists, man, all around the country. That will be starting in September. It's independent artists around the country. Looking to have those come in, man, and really bless us right here in Omaha. We're going to make Omaha the home of gospel music. Yes, sir, the home of gospel music, all genres. I don't care what it is. You'll be able to come here and be able to showcase your talents and be able to, bless the Lord in your ministry. And then also, you never know, you may be discovered and end up on some record label. So we don't know what God has for you, but we want to be able to give God the platform to be able to bless everybody who's doing independent music out there, because those people are the ones who's on the front lines, and we love that. Again, it's been a great show. Register to vote. Take care of yourself. Pray, and watch what God do from there. Until next week, right here on Straight Talk from Divine Truth Christian Bookstore, I'm your host, Riccardo Montgomery. Y'all take care. Peace.
Come on, relax and just enjoy the show. We got you here on Straight Talk. Don't be lying, yes, you already know. We got you here.